Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day with your host, Justin P, and my MVP co host, the lovely Miss Shannon Finch. This is episode 94 for the YouTube channel and for the audio version. All the links are right there in the description. Season 2, episode 3. Like I said, all the links for the audio versions for those who can't watch live are right there in the description. Underneath is myself, Dave's, and social media platforms who you can follow us at. Also, you know what I'm about to say, like, subscribe, share the show, share the content. We try to give y'all good content every Tuesday and every Thursday. I know we miss a show here and there because life be life. But yeah, we always gonna make it up to
hmm
y'all. Even on a bye, even coming off a bye week, Shannon got some great topics for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight the first one and let her get started.
All right. So, like you said, we've been on a bye week, so we're just going to kind of like revisit the season up until this point. So the first topic is, what grades do you give the offense, defense, and special teams so far this season?
Oh, that's a great topic, Shannon. Offense so far, I'm gonna give them a B plus because they learned a new scheme, so we knew it was gonna be growing pains. Nobody expected 40 points a game every single week, and there've been a lot of the times this week outside of was it Pittsburgh game, Colts game. They the only two games they didn't they didn't crack at least 20 points. So two out of
hmm
12 games are the only things you didn't crack 12 points, I mean 20 points. That's pretty good to me. So I got to give
hmm
them a B plus. Of course, the turnovers and mistakes and most stuff like that kind of stopped from there to A. So I'll give them a B plus. Defense A plus. A plus. I mean they've been balling out. They had a few little letdowns. So, the end of the Browns game. Little stuff here and there, but nothing too dramatic. So, Mike Macdonald,
hmm
like as we're going to get into later on the show, he's look, teams are probably going to poach him from us, try to poach him from us. And then you got Metabike with 10 sacks. You got Howard Hamilton playing amazing. Roquan looking like he's going to be another All Pro. Geno probably going to be an All Pro. Like Clown, he's playing. He resurrected himself here with us. So everybody on that side of the ball is just feasting. So they get an A plus. Special teams, I give them a B plus. Didn't really we didn't haven't really get the big returns that we like that we usually get out of Duvernay. Justin Tucker, I know for all the time undefeated, so I guess him getting a little older, probably something slowly creeping to him. So he missed some kicks they normally make, but I still wouldn't trade him for no kick in the world. So I'll give them a B plus as well. So offense B plus, defense A plus, special teams B plus.
All right. So our grades are kind of similar. For the offense, I have B minus. For the same exact reasons that you said. New offense, they're coming in, they're doing pretty well considering that new players as well. And on top of having injuries to deal with, I think that's always tough. The minus comes in for me because I do feel like there's some things that we can do better, which is
Hmm.
something we're going to get into later. And the way we play in the second half of games is kind of concerning to me. So for that
Right.
reason, that's why they get the minus. A plus for the defense for everything that you said as well. I mean, from what I saw, we're ranked second defense overall. We're like top one and two, and like the two of the most important categories, which is red zone defense and scoring defense. And they just been dominant all year. Like it's not, we can't say too many good things about them. Like we've said that, all year. And with the special teams, I gave them a B because, like you said, I said the same thing about Duvernay. Duvernay. I wish that we could get more from him. And I said that during the season we had a little, we talked about that one time. But he's who he's riding with, so it is what it is. Same thing about Justin Tucker. I kind of had the same thing in my notes about him. They're saying like he's not the most accurate kicker anymore, and I'm like, I don't care. I'll take him every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Like we didn't been a battle with him. He done won games for us, so I'm not throwing him away. And yes, he's missed some kicks that he normally makes, but it happens to the best of them. And Stout, he's just continuing to prove why it was a good move to make that draft pick last year. A lot of us, a lot of people, a lot of Ravens fans were against it, or were confused about it, but he's showing like it wasn't a bad pick. So like I said, B minus, A plus, and a B for me.
I'm gonna speak on the stout part. Then we can move on. I didn't
hmm
think it was a bad pick. I didn't like the round that had been taken in. I felt like
hmm
instead of taking Tyler Beatty, Jordan Stout would have been there. I guarantee nobody was gonna be rushing to take no punter. in the fourth round.
Hmm.
Outside the Bills kicker, he got what he got going on with that situation. That kind of hurt him. It's sad, but they were the only two people that he would have been in there. I felt like that fourth round pick could have been to a player that could have helped us in other positions, like a
Hmm.
Tariq Woolen or a Kobe Bryant or Romeo Dubs. But that's all I was. I just didn't like the round. But the
Hmm.
fact that they got him, I had no issue. I just think they should have did it in the six instead of the four. But it's all good. All right, let's go to our next topic.
All right. So, what changes would you make, if any, to the offense and the defense?
Offensively, all right, okay. Let's go under center a little bit more. That's one thing I thought we would see more. We do it time to time in the goal line, but I just outside of the shotgun a lot. It's cool, but like I said, cold weather games that can cause an issue with the snapping and all. I get it. Everybody
Hmm.
wants to run. You can run the same three and four receiver principles under the center. The
Hmm.
same stuff. You can say run the same concept, but it's like in the cold weather games, we're gonna need that center quarterback exchange to be on point. So definitely get under center. Give Keaton Mitchell the ball more. Of course, that's obvious. Like I said, that kid, man, he's a big play waiting to happen every time he touches the ball. So
Hmm.
can you hear me good, Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, make sure. Yeah, give Keenan Mitchell more touches. Give Zay Flowers more deep shots down the field because he gets a lot of intermediate stuff, which is good. But I want to see him, take the top off the coverage a little bit more because he only got three total touchdowns. He should be double that by now at
Hmm.
least. And some of that is doing how he's being utilized, not as far as how is he, not, because he always makes big plays. I just think Murphy need to give him more chances to go downfield and make some plays, like similar like we did with Hollywood. How he not as fast as Hollywood, of course, but he
Hmm.
still has that same type of burst and ability.
Ability. Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, give Gus more than 15 carries in the game. I want to see Gus with a 20 carry game. Last time we probably saw that is probably his rookie year when he came out of nowhere and was going crazy. I think Gus can be a bell cow 20 carry back. So
Hmm.
that's about it for us with that, and definitely use your call more in the red zone. Defensively, probably rush four a little bit more, yeah, because we getting home with four guys: Metabike, Broderick, Owe, and Clowney, and Calvin Noy. And that way
Hmm.
we can keep guys, we can keep seven in coverage. Because when you play teams like Jacksonville, although Trevor Lawrence is hurt, but they still got weapons. And San Francisco we got all these weapons. Now we got more guys in the back end to cover, and don't got to
Hmm.
blitz as much. So and uh, and keep using Kyle Hamilton the way you're doing. That's not really nothing to change, but just it's basically something I don't want them to change if I could add that to it. And
Hmm.
keep Kyle Hamilton, Gino, and Marcus Williams on the field at the same time. All three of them together play well. And just probably only thing I would change up what want to see, and it's not nothing probably personnel wise, it's something that the players got to do. Get more interceptions. I know Gino was six, right? What more you want? But I just think the other guys, like Marlon when he comes back,
Hmm.
Stevens, Darby, even Hamilton and Marcus Williams, get your hands on the ball more because that will give the offense more opportunities to score. And
Hmm.
that's about it. That's about it. I don't really have a whole lot because you're 9-3. I mean, it's not a whole lot. Now, if you're 3-9, you can go to grocery list. 9-3 is
Right.
like you don't have a few things.
That was some good points about the defense. Everything you said. Offensively, I kind of said the same thing that you feel. I feel like we talked about this last week. I think it's time to feature a back. I know last week I said Keaton Mitchell. You said Gus. I'm not against Gus, and I understand all of the concerns about Keaton Mitchell. So I feel like if we featured a back, let it be Gus. Like you said, give him 20 carries a game. I feel like if we get that part of our offense to be more consistent, it'll just make us even that much more better and dominant because then it could possibly open things up. You also mentioned something else that I was going to mention, which is getting better with the deep ball. We hear them always say that, in practice they can do it, it's fine in practice, but then they get in the game and they can't. I want to know why that is. If you can do it in practice and we have one of the best secondaries in the league, why can't you do
Hmm.
it in the game? So that's something that I would like to see from the offense. Is just feature a running back, like you said, let it be Gus. I'm not against. I love Gus. I'm not against that. And with the passing game, let that deep. We got to get the deep ball going because in the playoffs, if we're that limited, like if we shrink the field like that, we're not going to win any games. So we
Great.
got to get that. I hope that's better after the bye. Um, and like you said with the defense, it was really hard to even think about something to say about what they could fix because really they've been so dominant all year. But one thing I did think about was tightening up, stopping the run. Not and we know they're not bad, but we've also had some games where we're looking like, how did this happen? You know, with some guys, you look up at some guys are having big runs or over 100 yards, and you're like, that, you know. So I feel like that if anything, I was everything you said was great as well. But they could tighten up with the run defense a little bit to me.
I agree. That's a point I missed. And good catch on that, Shannon. I definitely agree because we have been getting gashed a little bit in the run game. So
Mhm.
yeah, they definitely because in the playoffs that can like we seen it happen with Derrick Henry.
Mhm.
We seen this movie. So in the playoffs, especially if you got a young quarterback, they're not trying to have him throw the ball 30, 40 times. And if they see the run working, that's going to set up stuff in the back, set up pass
Exactly.
like how Tennessee did. Tannehill only had 120 yards, but he made those 120 yards count. You know,
Mhm.
because he was getting one-on-one coverage because we put 9, 10 in the box. So we definitely got to do that. 'Cause like I said in January, is if you're not playing in Miami or nowhere like that, you're going to be playing in some pretty cool weather.
Exactly.
Here's our next topic.
All right. So, who do you have for MVP for the offense and MVP for the defense up until this point? Just one
Oh,
player for both sides.
guys, your offense is easy. Some people may agree, disagree, but this, in my opinion, is the catalyst is Lamar. Because like I said, with him being available alone is enough. He
Hmm.
has 13 touchdown passes. Like I said, is he's this about top 10 in the league. He'll probably finish with like if he don't if everything go well, probably like 25 touchdown passes, which is pretty good. Definitely Lamar for sure. Because you know what you see how our offense look when he's not there. So defense, it gets a little tough here. A lot of people would say Roquan Smith, and rightfully so. Excuse me, allergies.
Hmm.
And I would definitely agree with that. But I gotta give this guy his flowers, man, because he don't get talked about as much. Now he do, but he's been balling for us ever since he was a rookie, and it's a contract year. I gotta go with Justin Medibike. It's a little biased though because we got the same first name, but I gotta go with Justin Medibike. Plus, I'm a former D lineman. Like D lineman don't get all it's not a sexy position, so you don't get the credit not unless your name's Aaron Donald. So, Justin Medibike, and Aaron Donald has been training with him since he's a rookie. You see, it's coming to work
Hmm.
now because he's
Hmm.
using the same moves, same stuff, and they're the same size pretty much. So definitely Justin Medibike for me, man. Lead the team in sacks, tackles for loss, stuff like that, man. So yeah, I gotta go Lamar for offense and
Hmm.
Justin Medibike on defense.
So at least we're going to have different picks, which is makes it good for content.
Hmm.
I have Gus as the MVP for the offense. You
That's
mentioned
fair.
Lamar. So
That's fair.
outside of Lamar and Zay, Gus has also been a constant through these 12 games that we've had. He
Hmm.
stepped in to be running back number one when we needed him to. No matter what happens, he just comes in and go about his business. I never see him complaining or looking upset on the sideline. He just comes in, and even us as fans, like we will call for him to, get more touches, but he never cries. And we see around the league where some guys will say, get me the ball, do this, I want to do XYZ, and he doesn't do that.
Right.
And to me, he's leading the team with touchdowns. I believe he has 10.
Yes. Yes.
We can't win games without scoring, so he's been a big part of that. So for me, he is the MVP for the offense. Defensively, I have Kyle Hamilton. No matter where he is on the field, it seems like he's impacting a game. He's out there playing like a veteran, and this is what his second year. I know before the season, me, you, and Dave talked about whether he would be a top five safety. I believe was the topic, and I was kind of hesitant to say like that because I'm like it's only his second year, but he's making a case for himself this year to be in that conversation. I mean, right now he's third on the team in tackles. He's tied with Brandon Stevens for passes deflected. He has sacks and interceptions. He forced fumbles, and he even got a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for that reason alone, he's my MVP. So I'm giving it to Gus and Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton definitely is a great one. Like I said, that's who I would have normally went with. But like I said, a D lineman, I got to show some love to D line. Gus, the
Hmm.
reason, and Gus is a good one too, Shannon, because like I said, his 10 rush touchdown. Gus, only thing I felt that if Gus go down, I feel like we can get another running back and still be okay with Keaton Mitchell and Justice.
Hmm.
If 8 go down, it's gonna look funky, and unless you can pull somebody out the woodworks. I know, like I said, Huntley is okay. He can get us a game or two, but to win a championship, that's not gonna cut it.
Mhm.
So that's why
Yeah.
it's just that's why I had to put eight because him being available and he's doing his part stat wise. It's just he's the shit to make everything go offensively. But Gus and Kyle
Mhm.
Hamilton, good picks as well. All right, here's our next topic.
All right. So we've raved about this defense all year. So are you worried about losing Mike Macdonald in the offseason this year?
I'm gonna say no, only because there's not too many attractive jobs for him to take. I don't think he wanna take a job, get fired in a year, and then down he got to go back to college to take a DC job because by then we already gonna have found somebody to take his place. So if he's gonna leave, it got to be for an attractive job. They had this job. They have a young quarterback they can build around, but they have no draft pick, no first round draft pick. So that's it's tough right there. Like the Bears gonna have two top five picks, so
Mhm.
that's kind of a thing like that. So the defense good. He could probably want to go there. Like I do got a young quarterback to work with. The defense is pretty solid. I can just add my little flavor to it. Um,
Mhm.
what else? That's it. Whatever job was gonna be available. Everybody else got new head coaches. So that's it. Like D'Amico Ryan's not going nowhere, especially now that he winning, ain't gonna make the playoffs. So
Mhm.
he's definitely not going nowhere. The coach Shane Steichen might make the playoffs too. He ain't going nowhere. Uh, Ron Rivera in Washington, but they just had a defensive minded head coach, so they might want to go with something different than an offensive guy. So
Mhm.
what else? Tennessee. I think Vrabel's safe for a little bit because he done won majority of his career there. He having some
Mhm.
quarterback issues, so that's kind of hurting him. But I think he's safe. Uh, and the Bills, Sean McDermott not going nowhere because before he got there, Buffalo was the bottom of the map. So even if they do miss the playoffs, he's safe.
Mhm.
Sean Payton is definitely safe now because they winning and could possibly sneak into the playoffs. Even if they don't, but even if they miss the playoffs and they shown they was like close, 9 wins, he already reached his probably Denver was projected to win 4 games. He won 6. So if he finished with 8 or 9 wins, yeah, and they give him another year to implement, he good. So I say this to say it's not a whole lot of jobs unless he take a college job, and I don't think he'll do that. Been there, done that. So I think he'll
Mhm.
be back. I don't think he'll be back for next year. So no, I'm not worried about
Well, I am worried about losing them. Because one thing about being a good team is that other teams come to look to your team to pick players and coaches to try to make their team,
losing. Right.
have some sort of success. And as well as the defense has played this season, I think that's gonna, bode well around the league. Now, do I want him to leave? No. Do I think that he might, like you say, look around the league and feel like I don't want any of these teams? That's possible. But it's not often that you're even offered a head coaching job. So if he gets in a position where he's taking interviews and he's interested in a job, if something's offered, I think he might take it. I mean, barring the Ravens, trying to, paying him as a head coach, as a coordinator, I can't say that he would say no to the opportunity. And when you look at this defense, we talked about it all off season before the season started, and we've been raving about it all this season. Some of our biggest concerns was the pass rush, right? We're leading the league in sacks. We were worried about our secondary, and we're top two defense and top 1 and 2, and like I said, the most important stats for defense.
Right.
So I think stuff like that, and when you look, like we talked about it before, not having like a one, a guy like a Hall of Fame type of guy, a guy that we saying is a defensive player of the year type of guy. But we got a lot of guys on the team that can make things happen. You look at the names on the roster, you might not think anything of it, but these guys are balling. And a lot of that is the players' will, but I also think it's the coach's scheme. I look at him week to week, and it's not always the same game plan. You know what I mean? Like with
Yeah.
Wink, we can look at Wink and was like, we knew what it was going to be. We was going to blitz. We was going to blitz, 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 blitz. So yeah, I am worried because with like I said, with success, people going to come and try to pick him. It'll be up to him whether or not he says no. But I think that teams would definitely want to interview him.
The only teams I could see he would be interested in taking, just off my top of my head, is the Bears because they had a young quarterback. They got plenty of draft capital that they can build with. Like I said, they got two first round picks, both are going to be in the top five.
Hmm.
Possibly the Raiders if they don't keep Antonio Pierce, but the players are like vouching hard for him. So, but the Raiders. say no that job because they only need a really a quarterback. Honestly, they got everything
Mm-hmm.
else in piece and maybe a few players on defense. But that and like I said, all the other jobs are basically going to be. That's it. They don't need jobs that might be available. The Jets coach, I think he might be safe for the most part. They know Rodgers went down,
So
so
you think that if any of those teams were to be like request an interview, that he's going to say no, I don't want to interview?
I think he will. I think he because Wink interviewed with teams and still ain't getting no head coaching job. So it's like, yeah, interview just what it is, interview. So I think he will. I think he would do it because, like I said, nobody's going to pass down a promotion because that's what it is. That's what
Right,
it
and
be.
that's why I say I'm worried because once you start, I
Yeah.
was worried about losing Wink at a time. You know what I mean? Like when I didn't want him to
Now
go.
that not to cut you off, saying now that I was not where he could have went. Honestly, I'm being real with you. He could have
Well,
definitely
when
went
he
there.
left, I didn't. When he left, I was when
No,
he
I'm
when he
talking about
left, I was
doing. I'm
like,
talking
yeah.
about, but when he still was
Oh,
here,
during the time. Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have cared because his blitz mentality it cost us way too much.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think like I said, 9 times out of 10, I think he'll be back unless he get a super deal like something he know he can't turn down. But all in all,
Hmm.
he know what he got. He know this organization. He know the owners. He know the front office. So I
Yeah,
think
and
I
he
think
might want to stay. If Steve Bisciotti was smart, he would just try to offer him a contract. Like it's time to re up. I don't know what his contract is like, but I think it's time to re up.
for sure, cause like I said, the players are playing like he got the defense playing out of their mind. Last year he took
Hmm.
over. We knew it was gonna be some growing pains because we had to transition from Wink. It was rough in the beginning, but once he got Roquan, got that general, everything got rolling. Now they playing like I said, they playing lights out for the most
Hmm.
part. Here's our last topic for the night. Go ahead, Shannon.
All right. So with 5 games left, do you think the Ravens will win the division? Currently, right now, we have a 2-game lead.
Yes, because we got the Rams. Even though like I said they're 6-6, they're playing hard. I'll be there Sunday at that game too.
Hmm.
Uh, I think we win that game, so that put us at 10-3. Jacksonville without Trevor Lawrence, because I don't think he's going to play next week. It's just I don't see it. I don't see it. The ankle sprain to you. I think Doug Peterson might just play it safe with him. If he do let him play, that's just mean he limited. Now we're gonna get after him. So
Hmm.
I can see it now with that plan. I was a little worried about that game. I can see us winning that game. That puts us at 11-3. The 49ers game, I hate to say it, we might lose that. Just to
Hmm.
be non-biased because how they looked against Philly. Oh man, and plus the last time that we
That was
played them,
like that was personal.
yeah, with the NFC Championship game, they had no quarterback and all that. I mean, you can't get mad at them because your quarterbacks got hurt, but I get it. They
Yeah.
showed them, hey, this would probably would have happened to Brock and Gary. I get it.
Hmm.
So, but and plus they owe us one too. When they came out here in 19, we beat them. So they definitely and there's always little friendly feud with them. Since the Jim Harbaugh days and all that stuff.
Hmm.
That's gonna be tough. So I think we might drop that. To put us at what the 11-4, 12-4, 11-4. I think we'll handle business against the Dolphins because, like I said, we owe them one. We owe them one.
Hmm.
That's the first time. That was the first time them beating us here in Baltimore in a minute. Because normally they would beat us in Miami. So that blown lead, yeah, that's not gonna happen. We get up like that this time. That's it. That ain't gonna happen no more.
Hmm.
So we're gonna come for blood. That puts us at 12-4. Pittsburgh at that time they'll probably like try to fight to get in, especially if Kenny Pickett hurt a long time. I think Harbaugh learned his lesson from trying to rush people. And when plus we gotta still win this, win because KC gonna be on our back. I think we beat Pittsburgh convincingly. So I think we finished 13-4. And that should get us the division, and that should get us the 1 seed because the Broncos. I mean, because Chiefs still got a couple tough games to play themselves.
Yeah, you pretty much said what I said. I was gonna say, as long as Lamar's there, I feel like yes, we will. We haven't had Lamar for the past 2 years in December and in the playoff game, and that sucked. So I do feel like if we have him, yes, we will. You look around our division, every quarterback is hurt, so they all
Literally,
have
literally,
backups in,
literally.
um, bringing guys off the street and throwing them in there that same week. Now it doesn't mean they can't win. We just watched the Bengals win. Yesterday, but and that helped us out too. But overall, yes, I do think the Ravens will. The offense, even with the struggles they've had, we've seen how dynamic they can be. So if we come back after this bye week and they can be everything that we think they can be, I think that's a great thing for the team. Um, Defensively, like I said, we can't rave about them enough. they've kept us in most games, and they're gonna continue to keep us in a lot of games. So it's really no reason to me why we won't win a division. And like you just mentioned, we can even get the number one seed. All we got to do is win out. Even if we lose a game or maybe two, it might still put us in a great position because other teams still got to win their games too.
Hmm.
So everything that we want to do is right in front of us. We really control our own destiny. We just got to go out there and handle our business. And I really do think that the Ravens are going to do that. I can see us going 4-1 down the stretch.
Yeah, that's the same here. Same here. If we do win out, cool. But like I said, I just hope Harbaugh learns his lesson from the rest. Like let them. If we do, because I think now, because by then we had clinched everything so early, so it was different. Now we're gonna be neck and neck with everybody. Kansas City,
Hmm.
Miami, and all that. So I think we let them guys play a half. And then if they lose, if they're losing big in their last game or their game is over with, whatever, then you go ahead
Hmm.
and take guys out and let them rest. But we got to secure it first because you don't want guys 2 whole weeks off for not playing football. That we learned all that stuff. And granted, we had Mark Andrews hurt and Mark Ingram hurt. They needed the rest. Even with the rest, they still were gimpy. You seen them in the playoff game against the Titans. Mark Andrews, a pass he normally catch in his sleep, he didn't go up for because his leg was hurt. Then Kevin Byard picked it off. Then everything went downhill from there. But yeah, I think they're gonna win the division and finish either 1 or 2 seed.
Hmm.
All right, everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry for Thursday. Shannon was getting ready for a birthday party for her daughter. Just turned 16. Happy sweet 16, Shayla. Dave wasn't feeling good. He's feeling better now, and I just didn't feel like doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
That's
So
fine. I told you. I told you get rest.
yeah. So yeah, we'll be back definitely Thursday for our preview versus the Rams. The bye week is over, so now everything we back. Back to normal. Love y'all guys. Make sure y'all trade. You know what that means. Talk Ravens all day, every day. Shannon, you want to say something before we depart?
I do. Um, I saw that Joe Flacco starting caused a whole lot of confusion. I said it shook the table with Ravens fans over this past weekend because you had some fans who were like, "I'm rooting for Joe," and you had some fans who were like, "I'm not rooting for Joe." And for me, I understand all of it. I feel like we need to just let people do what they want to do. If you don't want to root for Joe because he's playing for the Browns, because I think I saw you say if it was the Jets, cool, but not the Browns. I
Yeah,
totally get it.
yeah,
And if you're somebody like me
yeah,
who just wants to see Joe have success at any point that he's playing, then go ahead and root for Joe Flacco. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when he decides I'm done with this, he's going to retire a Raven. He's going to be a Raven for life.
for sure.
So for me, it's go Joe unless we got to see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, he always. That's the reason I say that because he always want to have a special place in the heart of this town, the city, and this organization. Like I said, the minute he hang them clicks up, the ring of honor already gonna be ready for him. He earned it.
Hmm.
Everybody has had a love hate relationship with him.
Oh
you
yeah,
know. But man, I heard it though, man. Right now, like I said, God willing tomorrow stays healthy and keep doing what he's doing. He's the best quarterback in Ravens history, like, without question. So yeah, so definitely gotta give Joe Cool his flowers, man. Yeah, but I definitely don't want the Browns in the playoffs because
I don't
I'm just
even.
I'm just being real. I'm just being real.
I don't.
So
I do. Look, we could talk about that if it happened. I don't even want to speak it into
uh,
existence.
yeah, Flacco could throw for 300. He could do what he did Sunday, throw for 250, then throw a pick at the game to help them lose. I'm cool with that. But
Well, if it happens like that, yeah.
But man, great show, Shannon, as usual. It's like I said, we'll see y'all guys Thursday. Dave feeling better, so we'll have all three of us back on here. We're gonna have our special guest. He didn't come on today. He has some things to take care of, Keith. So we have four of us on here. So pretty good show. Love y'all guys. You know what I'm about to say. Make sure y'all trade talk Ravens all day, every day from your host Justin P, my MVP co-host Shannon Fitz. See y'all Thursday, same bad time, that channel. And we are out.
Good night. Bye, Justin.
Bye, Shannon.